Chapter 57. The Lord casts no one into hell, but this is done by the Spirit Himself. An opinion has prevailed with some that God turns away His face from man, rejects man from Himself, and casts him into hell, and is angry with him on account of his evil. And with some the opinion goes further, that God punishes man and does evil to him. They confirm themselves in this opinion from the sense of the letter of the word, where similar things are said, not knowing that the spiritual sense of the word, which explains the sense of the letter, is wholly different. And consequently, that the genuine doctrine of the Church, which is from the spiritual sense of the word, teaches otherwise, namely, that God never turns away His face from man, and never rejects man from Himself, that He casts no one into hell, and is angry with no one. Everyone, moreover, whose mind is enlightened, perceives this to be true when he reads the Word, from a perception solely from it, because God is good itself, love itself, and mercy itself. And he has a perception that good itself cannot do evil to anyone, and love itself and mercy itself cannot reject man from itself, because this is contrary to the very essence of mercy and love, thus contrary to the divine itself. Therefore, those who think from an enlightened mind clearly perceive, when they read the Word, that God never turns Himself away from man. And as He never turns Himself away from him, He deals with him from goodness, love, and mercy, that is, wills good to him, loves him, and is merciful to him. And from this they see that the sense of the letter of the word, in which such things are said, has stored up within itself a spiritual sense, and that these expressions that are used in the sense of the letter in accommodation to man's apprehension and according to his first and general ideas, are to be explained in accordance with the spiritual sense. They who are in enlightenment see further that good and evil are two opposites, and are therefore opposed as heaven and hell are, and that all good is from heaven, and all evil from hell. And as it is the divine of the Lord that makes heaven, nothing but good flows with man from the Lord, and nothing but evil from hell. Thus the Lord is continually withdrawing man from evil and leading him to good, while hell is continually leading man into evil. Unless man were between these two, he could have no thought nor any will, still less any freedom or any choice. For all these, man has by virtue of the equilibrium between good and evil. Consequently, if the Lord turned Himself away, and man should be left to evil alone, he would no longer be man. From these things it is clear that the Lord flows into every man with good, with the evil man as well as with the good, but with the difference that the Lord is continually withdrawing the evil man from evil, and is continually leading the good man to good. And this difference lies in the man himself, because he is the recipient. From these things it can be confirmed that it is from hell that man does evil, and from the Lord that he does good. But because man believes that whatever he does from himself, in consequence of this the evil that he does sticks to him as his own. Thus it is that man is the cause of his own evil, and in no way the Lord. Evil with man is hell with him, for it is the same thing whether you say evil or hell. Now since man is the cause of his own evil, he is led into hell, not by the Lord, but by himself. For so far is the Lord from leading man into hell, that it is he who delivers man from hell. And this he does so far as man does not will and love to be in his own evil. All of man's will and love continues with him after death. He who wills and loves evil in the world wills and loves the same evil in the other life, but he no longer suffers himself to be withdrawn from it. So it is that a man who is in evil is tied to hell, and in respect of his spirit is actually there, and after death desires nothing so much as to be where his evil is. Consequently, it is man who casts himself into hell after death, and not the Lord. How this comes about will also be stated. When man enters the other life, he is received first by angels, who perform for him all good offices, and talk with him about the Lord, heaven, and the angelic life, and instruct him in truths and goods. But if the man, now a spirit, be one who knew about these things in the world, but in heart denied or despised them, after some conversation he desires and seeks to get away from these angels. As soon as the angels perceive this, they leave him. After some intercourse with others, he at length associates with those who are in evil like his own. When this takes place, he turns himself away from the Lord and turns his face towards the hell to which he had been joined in the world, in which those abide who are in a like love of evil. From these things it is clear that the Lord draws every spirit to himself by means of angels and by means of influx from heaven. But those spirits who are in evil completely resist and, as it were, tear themselves away from the Lord, and are drawn by their own evil, thus by hell, as if by a rope. And as they are so drawn, and by reason of their love of evil are willing to follow, it is established that, from their freedom, they cast themselves into hell. Men in the world, because of their idea of hell, are unable to believe that this is so. In fact, in the other life, before the eyes of those who are outside hell, it does not appear otherwise. But not so to those who cast themselves into hell, for such enter of their own accord. Those who enter from a burning love of evil appear to be cast headlong, with the head downwards and the feet upwards. It is because of this appearance that they seem to be cast into hell by divine power. But about this more will be said below. From these things now it can be seen that the Lord casts no one into hell, but each one casts himself into hell, both while he is living in the world and also after death, when he comes among spirits. The Lord, from his divine essence, which is good, love, and mercy, is unable to deal in the same way with every man, because evils and the falsities therefrom prevent, and not only weaken his divine influx, but even reject it. Evils and the falsities therefrom are like black clouds which interpose between the sun and a man's eye, and take away the sunshine and the serenity of its light. Although the unceasing endeavour of the sun to dissipate the opposing clouds continues, for it is operating behind them, and in the meantime transmits something of obscure light into the eye of man by various roundabout ways. It is the same in the spiritual world. The sun there is the Lord and the divine love. The light there is the divine truth. Black clouds there are falsities from evil. The eye there is the understanding. So far as anyone in that world is in falsities from evil, he is encompassed by such a cloud, which is black and dense according to the degree of his evil. From this comparison, it can be seen that the Lord is unceasingly present with everyone, but that he is received variously. Evil spirits are severely punished in the world of spirits in order that, by means of punishments, they may be deterred from doing evil. This also appears to be from the Lord. Yet nothing of punishment there is from the Lord, but is from the evil itself. For evil is so joined with its own punishment that the two cannot be separated. For the infernal crew desire and love nothing so much as doing evil, especially inflicting punishments and torment. And they maltreat and inflict punishments upon everyone who is not protected by the Lord. When, therefore, evil is done from an evil heart, because it thereby discards all protection from the Lord, infernal spirits rush upon the one who does the evil and inflict punishment. This may be partly illustrated by evils and their punishments in the world, where the two are also joined. For laws in the world prescribe a penalty for every evil. Therefore, he who rushes into evil rushes also into the penalty of evil. The only difference is that in the world the evil may be concealed, but in the other life it cannot be concealed. From these things it can be confirmed that the Lord does evil to no one, and that it is the same as it is in the world, where it is not the king, nor the judge, nor the law that is the cause of punishment to the guilty, because these are not the cause of the evil with the evildoer.